All right, you guys, I am Stefani Dunn, and this is my husband, Joel Dunn, and we've been with the company for a little over 12 years. I should say almost 13 now. But we are excited because I feel like it's like a brand new company. I really feel like there's been so many new things that have happened. And I'm here to tell you, I love all of the new things. I'm loving it. It's definitely a change. So I know that some people are like, oh my gosh, what do I do with change? So for those of you that are new, welcome. Like I said, we've been in for 12 years and we got started really, we're going through bankruptcy, standing in food lines, needed that money for gas because it was over $4. And we were just like, if somebody would just tell us what to do, we'll do the work. And this business dropped into our laps. I thought God was playing a joke on me. I was like, no way. So if anybody's like, I didn't want to do one of those network marketing things, direct sales, any of that, that was me. Joel saw it as, are you kidding me? We're going
to be so rich
product that can give instant results, health and wellness. And he knows that, anytime you can help people, it just helps yourself. So he saw that a huge, huge opportunity. And so we're going to teach you guys really, you got started to do this for a reason. Maybe some of you wanted the product. Maybe you didn't really know that you could earn money and you're just finding out like, oh, I'm having great results. And how can I maximize and actually make some more money with this? And maybe some of you saw this and you were like me. And I was like, if I could just have somebody tell me what to do to make the money, then this is for you. And then maybe there's some of you that have been on for, with a company for maybe 6-7 years. And you're like, oh my gosh, I'm loving this new changes and really focusing on a simple system with a 4-in-1 and how we can start duplicating that. And I think, tonight having Jessica come on, she is like mastered it. Now, I know I had asked her a little bit earlier, she's great to share all of the things. So I know that she's going to do that. And you guys are going to want to put that in the chat. You guys want to hear from Jessica. I know you do. And put in the chat. We want to hear all of the things, all the secrets to your success. I think we all think there's something magical. A lot of it is excitement, contagious. Is it simple? Is it duplicatable? All of those things. And she's got that down. Her and her team are running. And she got an award at conference. And I just loved hearing from her, and she's putting herself out there. So if I could, before we bring Jessica on, is a couple of things that I noticed is she's not afraid to come up to people that she wants to learn from and be in their circle. So if you want to be a top income earner in the company, if you're hungry for more, don't be afraid to put yourself out there and get on the Zooms, ask us if there's anything more, get around the people that you see that have success and watch and learn from them and duplicate. And that's really, if you copy the right cat, you're going to eventually get the results from copying the person. So I want to bring on Jessica because she's young, she's fun, she's willing to learn, she's willing to share, which is even more important, and duplicate. So we're going to teach you right from the beginning how she's getting some distributors, where she's getting them from, how she's having success with the 4-in-1, the 4,000 success bonus, and how that's duplicatable with her girls. So Jess, can you unmute yourself?
I hope so.
I do too.
Hi.
Yay!
Yay. I feel like I'm having my daughter on tonight. So it's kind of weird. Like I'm the grandmama of the team, I feel like, but that's okay. And it's fun. It's all good. But Jess, I want you to tell everybody a little bit about who you are. Like give them your age, how long you've been in. Have you had any results, with the product? Is that why you got started? Give us all those things.
Yeah. Hi, you guys. My name is Jess. I just turned 26 last month, which I can't believe. But I joined this company 3 years ago when I was fresh out of college. I had just graduated college about 6 months before. I just landed my first big girl job and I was on top of the world. I was like, this is it. I have a 401k. Like, give me my white picket fence. This is going to be awesome. But I quickly realized as I was living in my parents' basement that, you know what, this really is not what I thought it was going to be. And I was looking at apartments and I realized there's no way I could pay for this. And so I was like, let me pick up a second job. So for all of you guys to understand me, I guess, better, I played sports my entire life. I played softball my whole life, even into college. I was a Division I athlete. And so I was like, let me be a coach. I'm going to coach on the side, make extra money. And that's still still wasn't enough. And I was still looking for a third job, and I was preferably online. I'd never heard of It Works. I'd never heard of network marketing or any company like this before. So I didn't know what I was looking for. I was just looking for something. And a girl messaged me on Instagram. I ignored her. So if you guys get ignored, know that it's okay, because I ignored her. But what I did was I immediately went to her story and I watched it, and I saw literally she was just talking about making money from your phone. And I was like, this is what I've been looking for the last couple of months. Sign me up. I literally asked no questions. I signed up immediately and I got started. And one of I guess my favorite things about my story is it was kind of slow in the beginning. So it took me a month and a half to sign my first customer. Fun fact though, I joined in December, kind of mid-December. And as we all know, our conference is in, it used to be late January, early February. I actually went to my very first conference about a month into the business. I signed my very first distributor while at that conference. So it took me a while to, really pop off, I guess you could say. But I went to conference because I kept hearing people talk about it, how it changed their life, changed their business, changed their paycheck. And I was like, I'm going, I don't even care. And so I went. It was amazing. All of the people that I would see on these Zooms, I was able to see them in person. So scared, but I still went up to them, asked for pictures, just like listened to them talk in awe. And I left conference and I went Ruby. So mind you guys, I signed my first distributor at conference, which was beginning of February. I ended up going Ruby that month, Emerald the next month. And then I was like, I'm on top of the world. I'm going Diamond this next month. And I didn't. And I didn't the next month, and I didn't the next month. And it took me 10 months to go Diamond. I was a year and a month into the business before I went Diamond. But the amazing thing about it was I pushed for months and months and months, 10 to be exact, to go Diamond, and it just wasn't happening. And I was still so excited, but part of me was so frustrated, but I knew it was because it wasn't my time yet, and there was so much that I needed to learn. So I ended up going Diamond a year and a month into the business, and then 2 months later I went double. And our team has been pushing for triple ever since. But with this new 4-in-1 system, honestly, I don't even care that I'm not triple yet, because I know that you can make triple pay with whatever rank that you are. You can make the amount of money that you want. And so we've been pushing for triple ever since. The 4-in-1 system has been amazing. Another funny thing about me when it comes to the business was it took me months to try the products, like months. I was selling them and I didn't even know what I was talking about, but I was like, look at these results. Aren't they awesome? So it took me months to try the products, but I finally did, probably about 6 months in, funny enough. And I started with the keto coffee because that's what we had at the time. And then we ended up coming out with the skinny brew not too much longer after I actually started using the products. And I ended up losing 30 pounds in 4 months from the keto coffee, skinny brew. Then we came out with the gummies. We had the Thermophyte XX. And so I have amazing results. And as soon as I really started to get results with the products, I noticed that my enrollments skyrocketed. And so you guys try the products. It doesn't have to be weight loss. That's why we have over 40 products. It can be anything: skincare, hair growth, weight loss, if that's what you want, or just healthy lifestyle and talking to people about how amazing it makes you feel. I found out through my just short 3 years in the business, people are buying you when they buy the products. So they want to hear from you. They want to see your results. They want to hear about your results. And so when I finally started using the products, I obviously got results from them. And that changed everything for me too on my road to Diamond.
I was shocked, you guys, because you look at somebody and you think, they don't need the product, right? We automatically sometimes assume things. And I was her before and after picture. I was like, beautiful before. So I felt like she didn't really need to, but you can definitely tell she got killer results. And so I was just like, okay, so don't ever judge. I mean, that's one thing that I constantly am always reminded is we just can't judge or take away from anything from people. But the last few Zooms have all about, if you want more results, get the results yourself from the product. So if you want more customers, if that's a result you're looking for, more sales, use the product. And we have the 14-day easy packs, you guys. So you guys can get that pretty quickly with those. And if you want more money, more income, again, customers. So if you're using the products yourself, more customers equal, you know what, you're going to get great results anyway. Why don't you give this business a try? So you're going to have your own personal testimony on top of being able to share everything else. I did not know it took you 6 months to get into the product. So that's kind of amazing. I think that's one of those moments, when you go, if there was something you could do differently, what would it be? And that, I feel like, is that moment of like, okay, you guys, we don't just tell you guys to take the product. We tell you guys to be intentional when taking that product. Don't just take it one day and then do it again 5 days. Really be focused. You want to have results. And this is one of the top things that we see all the time is getting those personal results. So I love that. So is that something when you're getting started, guys, is that something that you're teaching your new distributor?
Oh, yes, I am. And so obviously I love that we have the new business builder kits where they come with products. Like that is so key for me. And I always tell everyone I want them to have the auto shipment on. Obviously sometimes they can't, but I always tell them, like, for me, and I guess we'll talk about this in a second, but for me, my first goal for them is to make their investment back within their first week. And so if they can do that, then they can do it again to be able to get their auto shipment the very next month as well. And so using the products is huge for me. And I've even had girls who join me who actually don't need to lose weight, but they're killing it with our skincare products. Or maybe they don't like coffee, but they're killing it with our smoothie and our gummies and our cleanse and our skinny tea. We have so many products. And so I do always preach to my girls about posting about the products, and especially on their stories, but also like sharing you actually making it. So we all probably are in a shared album where stories are pre-made. But you guys, people know, whether you know it or not, subconsciously, if you're actually making the story, if it's like you making it, like, even if it's like the worst story in the world, if it's you making it, that could impact someone like watching more than just throwing up a story that I made or someone else made. And so you using the products and showing people you're using the products is key, as well as getting results.
Did you guys take that note down? I think that's that's like a shiny light, like ding, 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 ding. And that's one of those things that you're like, you don't even need to show your face if that's uncomfortable at first, but like, just do it. They'll start to know your background,
guys,
which is interesting.
You can be hand models way before you become face models. It's super easy with these products.
Yeah. So I love that. So first thing you're going to do, you just bought your business kit. What do you do with the product? You can use it. Like, number one thing is, I would say use it. Some of the things that are coming down, if you don't necessarily want the product that comes in your kit, go in and order product that you're actually going to use. So whether that be the skincare, the hair, skin, and nail supplement, the stress relief, whatever it is that you're going to think that you need, go and invest. And then when you actually invest in yourself, you're going to have more reason to want to talk about it, do the uncomfortable to get more results with those customers and distributors. So you guys got your kit. So first thing is that you're going to want to try getting some of those before and after pictures. You've got the albums. Next, Jess, then what do you have them do?
So I really start everything before they get the kit. And so, I never have girls who are like, oh, I want to wait till I get my products in. I have them start immediately because they see me using them. They know everything is legitimate. And so I get them started beforehand. And what I do is I have them put up a couple posts I have them put up a post on their story. I have them put up a post on their Facebook. And I also have them put up like an introductory post where it's like, hey, you're going to be seeing a lot more of me. I just did this really awesome thing, just kind of letting everyone know. And then they post on their story on their Facebook, and then we reach out to their dirt list. And the way that I train distributors is honestly different for every distributor, and I'm going to kind of go through that. But I have them do all of those things first, and then from there we go through their dirt list. And some girls sign all 4 customers from their dirt list, and then there's girls like me who get crickets from their dirt list. And either way, it's okay. The dirt list, I use it as more of a, if we get customers, that's freaking awesome. But the dirt list also helps you get comfortable with talking to people about the products, or kind of getting the way that we talk about things, like the lingo that we use, or how the conversation should flow. The dirt list is a perfect practice of that. So if you get a customer from it, heck yeah, that's awesome. But if you don't, you're still learning and you're still benefiting from it. So I love using the dirt list. It can be scary, but it's easier to overcome fears with people you know who love you than it is strangers who don't know who you are. So after that, depending on the distributor, if they're really strong on Instagram, I start teaching them Instagram. If they're really strong on Facebook, I start teaching them host posts and how to use Facebook. If they're really strong on TikTok, we're going to start TikTok. It just kind of depends on the distributor, and I kind of read them as they sign, learning what do you use most. Like, I actually look through their profile. Okay, you don't use Facebook that much, we're going to start on Instagram and then slowly move to Facebook, or start on Facebook and slowly move to Instagram, and then to TikTok. And so I do that for Instagram. I'll teach them how to follow to grow their network, posting on their story every single day. That's for if they're good on Facebook or Instagram. Posting on your story every day is key, because that's how I ended up joining, was because of someone's story on Instagram. I will teach them, cold messaging. I will do that until the day that I die, because if the girl wouldn't have cold messaged me, I wouldn't have gone to her story and looked at it. And so I love cold messaging. I'll teach them that, and then we'll go into host to post on either Instagram or Facebook. And then eventually, maybe about a week or two down the line, depending on how fast they get through their training, I will then start teaching them the other platform. And then, sometime in their first month too, we'll start working TikTok as well, just at their pace. That's another huge thing that I've been doing ever since the 4-in-1 is it's not on my pace, it's on their pace. So if they're working 2 jobs like I was when I first started, I'm going to go slow with them, and I'm not going to care. I don't care if it takes us 3 days to get through their dirt list because they're working so much. We're going to take all 3 days, and I'm going to be happy to do it for all 3 days. Or maybe they have a lot of time on their hands and they get through their dirt list in, like, I don't know, a couple hours. Boom, we're on to the next thing. So I really go at their pace.
I love that. I'm gonna dig a little bit deeper. So I thought this question was gonna be funny. I knew someone was gonna be like, "What's a dirt list?" That's how you know you're probably old, because it's like your chicken noodle list list or whatever. So if you were sick, or if somebody was sick, who would be bringing you chicken noodle soup? Like, who would somebody be taking care of? Your mom, your friend, sister, whoever that is. I'm guessing that's your dirt list.
Yes, that is. I always tell my girls, your dirt list is literally someone who, if you told them I'm selling dirt right now, they would buy dirt from you. That's how I always explain it to my girls. I'm like, family, friends, people who just like love you. Let's reach out to them first. And I have them reach out to them, and like I said, some of them get customers, some of them don't. But either way, it's a success because they're learning the conversations and how to get comfortable with it.
Do you have a certain script message that you give them?
Yes, I do. I'll put it in the chat.
You guys, I know you guys are going to ask these questions. So I forewarned her, like, hey, I've already seen some of these things, so she'll probably drop those. So let me get through some of these questions that we want to get to on that. But that's one of the things is, what would you send? And, this is something that, here's something that's duplicatable that you can save in your notes, save wherever you want. And there you guys go. You can copy and paste that, kind of make it your own. I love that Jess said, people tend to know who you are. So if you were to send these to your dirt list and they're like, she doesn't talk like this, it's okay to get an idea and then make it your own. So those are some of the things that you do. When you're bringing on new distributors, do you find that you like to text them individually? Do you put them in group chats? Like, what is your best method of kind of teaching those distributors?
I do them individually until they sign their first customer, and then I put them in our team's group chat. But for the most part, I always keep it individual. And there's no rhyme or reason other than like what's going on in my head, but they joined me and they want to be trained by me specifically, and they want all my love and attention for them. They're brand new and something they're really scared of, and so I like to just work with them one-on-one individually. We do a lot of our training over text, but as soon as they join, right after they put their first post up, I always tell them, like, let's get on a FaceTime, like let's talk, let's learn, like become friends basically. And on that FaceTime, very rarely do I really talk about the business that much. I honestly just get to know them. I explain, you know, this is how our training's going to go. I get to know their schedule. I just get to know them as a person. And that helps so much just build the relationship, because every single FaceTime that I have with my new girls, there's one thing that I find that I relate to with them, or that they relate to with me. And that's just something that we can bond on and grow. And I started doing this after we started the 4-in-1 system back in September. And from September to now, I have more girls with me and still with me for a long period of time, from like literally September to now, than I had for my first 2 years in the business. I have more girls with me now and who have stuck around past their first month, past their second, past their third, past their fourth. And it's all because of that relationship building that I'm doing in the very beginning.
Okay, I love that. So here's another thing. So you guys, it is about relationships, and it goes both ways. So don't be afraid to let them know, like, hey, drive me crazy. I think that's one of the things is, it's not driving you crazy. You love it, right? As that distributor, you're just like waiting for them to text them or whatever. So if you're signing one distributor, you have a lot of time then to reach out to them, to check on them, you know, do all of those things. The world that I may be in is a little different. I've been in for almost 13 years. So I have my team's a little bit different. It's not just one distributor, it's kind of all over the place. So I'm just upfront. Like if a new distributor comes on, I want them to know, drive me crazy, because the squeaky wheel gets the oil, right? So we want to make sure that, don't be afraid to let them know. Just put that expectation up there, like, please, I'm here to help you do this. And even, I don't know, something for me is like, when you do this, let me know and I'll give you the next step. Because I think if we give all of the things at once, sometimes that's overwhelming, especially at the beginning. So how are you? This is going to be the part that is interesting, I think, for a lot of people, is this is that window when we talk about duplication. So we have the new system with the 4-in-1, and then teach that distributor to do the same thing, repeat that 2 more times, and you have, you know, that success bonus of $2,500. So $4,000 overall. So when you bring on a new distributor and they're excited and they figured out Dirtless, they got a customer, they're, you know, little shaky yet, still on signing distributor, but they got a distributor. How are you teaching them to do the same thing that you just taught them? Because your confidence level is way through the roof, while theirs is just like, I don't know what I'm doing still. So do you have them put them in 3 ways? Like, what's your best like advice for them?
So for my girls, with their very first distributor, I will always train them. Now, mind you, I've had a few girls who they signed their first distributor a little bit later in the business, where they've kind of got the customers down pat. They just signed their first customer. They know the ways of what we do. And so I always offer, hey, I know you've been in for a minute. You just signed your very first distributor. I know you know what you're doing. Do you want me to train her? Some of my girls are like, no, I've got this, because we do have, you know, like a step-by-step training boards that we do use. But they're like, no, I got this. But for girls who are like brand new and they just signed up their best friend, or a girl from wherever who swiped up on their story and just joined, I always put them in a group chat with me and I train her the entire time. And if my girl signs another one right off the bat and she's still very new, I'll train the second one too, just so she can see how the training is going and basically how we do it. But that helps build her confidence because she's in the group chat with me. She's like, okay, I kind of know what she's going to do here because I remember this from my training, and that builds their confidence. And then when they see, their girls doing well because of our training, then that's just building their confidence because that was their distributor that just joined them. And so, when it comes to their second distributor or their third, when they're, kind of out on their own, they're taking it and they have all the confidence because they've been through the training. They know that the training is pretty much the same for the girl that they're going to sign. And we know that it works, obviously, because all of our girls are just killing it. And so they're just taking what they learned, what they saw in the group chat, and then going on with their next distributors.
So I'm going to break this down for you guys because I know you're like, what's the training? What's the training? Like, I think there's always this magic, like, I need to know the training. So the idea, you guys, is the first step. If you caught that, they joined Dirt List, and they're probably doing, like, there's boards apps in all these pages. You guys can go ahead and make sure that if you don't, make sure that you download boards so that you have that app, so that you have access to scripts. And then if you see something that you love or that you created like this in the chat, you can add that to your own boards. If you don't know anything about that, Google it, go search it, ask in team page, and start to learn that, because that'll really save you some time on that. The next thing, you guys, is we get paid two ways: enrolling customers and enrolling distributors. So we want to make sure that they know when they're talking to those people, like, excited, like, I'm going on this new program called the 14-Day Easy. I wanted to reach out to you because I want an accountability partner. Are you in with me? That's how I would talk to my best friend and be like, we're doing this together. You're not telling me no. You're going to get my discount anyway. So we might as well have some fun with this. So, be a little bit aggressive fun with it. Like, you can do that, like telling people to do that. So that might be your first customer. So for loyal customers, that means they're going to get our wholesale pricing and get amazing results. They're not ready. I don't want to say that they don't want to do the business. They're just not ready yet to maybe jump in until they see their results. So we always have that and can always upgrade that to the distributor. The next one would be, even your Dirt List. Who is that person that you want to do this business with? If you could get into business with anybody in the world right now, like, like if you think of somebody, like maybe it's your sister, maybe you guys are best friends and she has no idea that you just started this. That's a message to them to be like, hey, we need to do this together and make some extra money right from our phones. We can learn this together. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to be learning from the best. So, making sure that they know that. So those are the ways that we get paid: customers and distributors. And then when they come in, they should have, they're going to have an e-suite, which is our back office. All of them look exactly the same. It's a personalized website with their name. It's no different than the number one earners. Isn't that amazing that anybody can come in and have the exact same thing? So they don't need to worry about building up a website. I love that.
I was going to say that's one of the most important things about this is that we have a system that you can take anybody and plug them into, guys. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to know all the things. You just have to find the right things to plug into, and then you let that do the work for you. All you have to do is bring and find more people.
Yeah. So when this system came with the 4-in-1, I think it eliminated a lot of like, what do I do? Like, where do I go? What do I do with my hands? And it's 4 customers, 1 distributor, and they've given you the window. Really, it works as of 30 days. Now, you can do it faster because you can do it multiple times. So don't be afraid to do more than 1 in your 30 days, but they've really broken it down into 4-in-1 should be your goal every single month. And then helping that new distributor to do the exact same thing. And you do that over that 90-day window. And that's how you get the success bonus. So when that 4-in-1 came out, Jess, I know that you ran with that and you were just like in their face, almost like that relationship went both ways. And you guys probably were having conversation back and forth. And that really ignites each other, you guys. I know that from having conversation with people in text. So the moment that you can create that community is the best thing that you can do. So I would say, you're probably, that they're going after 4-in-1. Are you giving them kind of a set pattern of like, you need to do a story every day showing the same product? Do you do host to post? Do you do a minimum of a day? So break it down for what do you think that like success looks like for them, their day of what they should be doing?
I definitely have a daily task list for them, and honestly for my whole team. We post on our story every single day. We'll post the coffee or whatever it is that we drink in the morning. Sometimes it's the smoothie, sometimes it's the skinny tea for some of my girls. We post that in the morning because what are other people doing? Drinking coffee, drinking their smoothies, drinking their tea in the morning. That's first thing. And then we're obviously posting our everyday life too, because at the end of the day, we're normal people. And the best thing about this business is we get to integrate it into our everyday life, and people want to see that too. It's not just business, 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 it's business and fun too. And so I have my girls show that. We always share the business opportunity or about the opportunity on our story every single day. And then we also try and share a second product just so we know, oh, it's just not coffee or it's just not smoothies. And that's on our story every single day. I have my girls post on their feed about the business 3 to 4 times a week, because that's how I sign so many distributors. Is they're just constantly seeing my posts on my feed about the business, about how much it has changed my life, or about the things that I'm going to do because of it. Even if I haven't quite done it yet, I will talk about what I'm going to do. Getting up 10 host posts a day is a huge goal I have for my team every single day, whether that's 10 host posts on Instagram or on Facebook, where it's, some are gummies, some are giveaways, some are, business, or 10 host posts a day on Instagram, or a mixture of both. I have them add to their friends list on Facebook and Instagram every day. Cold message, whether that's for host posts or just cold messaging, reaching out for the products or the business, and then following up every single day. So it's super simple. What we do literally takes no more than, if you really want to do it fast, it could take an hour out of your day max. And so I try and make it as concise and easy as possible. It's just all the things that we do every single day. We're just teaching our new girls to do that and to be able to fit it into their busy lifestyles. As far as cold messages every day, for new girls, 100 a day is like super overwhelming. And so I start with, let's send out 20 a day. Okay, you got 20 down, now let's send out 50. Okay, you're really getting good at this. Now let's do 100. And so 100 has always been my goal every single day. And so I have that for my girls as well. But as far as like the messages that I send, all of our messages are kind of the same. There's nothing special about my messages or even my training or any of the things that I do. I just spend a lot of time with them and teach them the value in what they're doing. And I think that helps a lot too, because it took me a while to, really take off in this business. And so I can relate to a lot of girls and tell them, it's okay, girl. It took me a month and a half to sign my first customer, but yet here I am. And that always makes them feel a lot better too, in seeing the value in what they're doing every single day.
I love that.
Yeah. I mean, you guys, some of these questions, like, you can set it up for whatever you want. She's got her there's systems in place. Like I said, we get paid by enrolling customers and distributors. But we also know there's some of you that want it like yesterday, right? And so you're going to put in more work. You're going to look at your calendar right now and go, well, I can work more. And these are my goals that I want to set for myself. So, that's me. Like, if I decide I'm putting in the work, I could stay up till 2 a.m. It doesn't seem like work for me. So the same thing with cold messaging, like you have an opportunity to give it to someone. It's them that's going to say yes or no, right? So it's not your job to tell them or to think, oh gosh, they don't need the product or they don't need the extra money. Everybody will love to have extra money right now, I think. So when people say get up 10 hosts to post, it's not just asking 10 people to share a post for you. It's actual hosts or posts on their wall or in their story for you. And you got to make sure that you have a system. So if you don't know what host to post is, that's okay. There's trainings on that, and you can go and look in YouTube's, look in team pages and search host to post or ask, either that new distributor or the person that brought you in, so that we know, okay, that's something that you need to be trained on. And it's not a bad question. It's just, maybe they didn't know. So that's one of the things that I love about this is the levels that we have constantly on Zoom are going to be a brand new people to some people that have been in for 13 years, and you're constantly learning things. I think, you guys, one of the things that over the years that I see is Jessica's been consistent. Like, I can see it. She's passionate about it. She loves the products. She's sharing about it consistently. She's talking about where she's going, not what she's done. And I think that's sometimes even more important as we're doing this, because people want to see, well, where's she going now? Because I want to go there. Like, she's already done that or whatever it is, but where's she going to go? And I want to be able to do those things. So, maybe you haven't made your first $150 yet. That's okay. You know what? You can put that out there tonight. Like, I am so excited to earn, my first 150 or whatever that is, or my first, going to the grocery store without having to worry about it, or fitting into my gold jeans. I can't wait for my 14-day, try on session, because I know that I'm going to be down a pant size. So stuff like that, and how do you learn that? Getting on the Zooms, watching the pages, copy if you must. It's okay to do that. I think what people automatically think, Jess, is you've had some success. And so they think, well, what have you done? You watched people and you copied from your leaders that were doing the exact same thing. And we're like, well, what did she do? So Jessica's new distributors down the road in a year could be killing it. And Jessica's like, okay, I need you on, because you're the one now that has been able to go, okay, you're doing host to post, you're posting in stories, you're doing the TikToks, you're doing the reels, you're doing all of the things. It's in your court, you guys. It's up to you what you want to be able to do with it. I know, is there any messages or scripts or like anything that you want to drop in the chat? You guys, they're pretty much the things that I've seen with her are the same as a lot of the other Zooms. So don't think, oh my gosh, you're completely out of left field. It's really, again, not caring. Well, I don't want to message and ask for people to join my business or to be a product tester. Okay, then maybe if that's not the way that you want to do the business, how are you going to go after those customers and distributors? You have to be able to do the other things then, whether that's, attraction marketing by getting on the reels, the TikToks, and learning and doing those things. It's all about building your network. I think that's the key. Is when I'm reading some of these in the comments, and you too, Jess, can probably see that it's, well, what if nobody hosts for me? Then it's time to grow a new network. And that takes sometimes some learning and going, okay, have I been asking the right people? Do I have a bigger, are my friends list growing, or is it the same 500 people that are seeing my things and they're not responding? So don't be afraid to clean that up a little bit.
Are you staying in your dirt list? Sometimes you got to get outside of that. If you keep asking the same people and over and over and over again, it's going to be a dirt list because you're going to be buried in it.
Yeah. Is there any last minute things that you want to share, Jess?
I think the last thing that I want to share is, you guys, it's nothing that I am doing it has unicorn dust in it. The cold message that I used is probably, when you break it down, the same exact one that you use. The host to post message that I use is probably, when you break it down, the same one that you use. I just use it more. And you guys, I remember like it was yesterday, a Zoom that I got on 3 years ago when I was brand new. And you guys sat there and said, the only difference from where we are right now versus where you are right now is we've heard no more. And so when I heard that, it was like ding, ding, ding. And I've never forgot that. And so every no that you get for someone saying no to the products, to the business, or even to host to posting, that means you're when you're one step closer to a yes. And that's what I wanted to kind of emphasize on here. And that's what I also teach my girls too. You're going to hear no. You're going to hear no all the time. But what I find, I guess, comforting is you guys have heard no a gajillion times more than me. And so if I'm hearing no more, I'm just going to keep going, because the more no's I hear, the more yeses I'm going to hear as well. And so nothing that I'm doing is like super special. I'm just doing it, and I'm doing it every single day. And I'm teaching my girls to do it, and to do it every single day. And there's going to be hard days. There's going to be days where you don't see the results that you want, but then there's going to be days where you see all the results that you want, and you're going to wonder where they came from. And it came from all those days that you put in the work. And that's where the value of your work, it's not going to pay you like a 9 to 5. You don't show up every single day for 2 weeks and get handed a paycheck. That's not what we do. But what we do is you put in the work now, and in 3 months from now, your paycheck's going to triple. And then 3 4 months from then, it's going to go up some more. And then it's just going to keep paying you over and over and over again. And as soon as we all really realize the work that goes into entrepreneurship, and this just continues to pay you over and over again, that's when everything changes. And that's when, you know, you have the days where you feel like everyone and their mom is telling you no for posting or about the products, or you followed up with 100 people and they all said no. You don't get frustrated because you know it's going to pay off, and you know that the work that you've been putting in for the last couple of weeks or the last couple of months or the last couple of years is going to make everything happen that you want it to, that you have on your dream board, because your work is valuable and it's going to pay off as long as you stay consistent.
Yep, I think she nailed it on the head, you guys. We're going to recap that because I think consistency and making sure you're a product of the product. Don't wait 6 months. Like, that's a huge one. Like, I'm like, okay, we all can have great results. Go pick what you want, invest in that, because there might be some things like, what are you willing to sacrifice? Maybe some of you are like, I got into this business to make money, and you're looking at your budget and you're like, man, I'm really tight on things. What if you don't change that? What are you planning on doing? And I think that's where me and Joel were at when we first started. Was, you guys, we were standing in food lines. We overdrafted our account to get started, and I went for it. I was like, I jumped all the way in. I was like, I got to do this because I'm not getting anywhere. And I knew I needed to make a change. And I was willing to be like, well, guess I'm not going to pay an electric bill, or it's going to be a little bit more late than normal, because I was serious. And so I wouldn't tell you not to pay an electric bill or to not do something if I didn't believe in you and I didn't believe in this, because I know that I took this serious. So if you want to take this serious, look at your budget, see where you can get the products, get your before and after pictures, stay focused on that over the next 14 days. So you have those to get more customers and distributors to be like, I'm digging out of the hole. I'm breathing. I'm going towards that 4,000. I'm having the success. I can't wait to share that. Those are the things that you want to do. Post in your stories. Go learn Instagram, TikToks, and Reels. They don't have to be beautiful pictures or like perfect. Just start doing them, because you just got to start. And I think that's the whole thing with all of this is start, be committed, be focused, duplicate, keep your people with you, and let them know that you're here to help them. And I think one of the things is, if you post something, have them post the exact same thing. That's so duplicatable for them. If you're making coffee, they've got the coffee in their kit. Hey, let's show you making the coffee today. So those are some of those things that I wanted to share.
Guys, this was a masterclass. This is going to be a recording. So for those of you that are on here watching live, go back and watch the replay. For those of you that are watching the replay, go back and watch it again. There was so much amazing stuff on here, Jessica. You crushed it.
Before we go, I want you guys to know that there's been some talk about new product coming. So I wanted to make sure you guys knew that. Yes, I've been hearing that around, that these new products are coming. Somewhat protein you can put in add into your smoothie, some skinny hydrate, some new amazing products that are going to be launching. And so, you know, I was like, it didn't come out of my mouth first. And so it's been out there for a while. So I want to make sure that you guys are going to capitalize on some of these new products that are coming.
I'm not going to say that I've tried them, but I might have tried them.
Yeah.
Man, you just wait.
Well, we don't want to wait. We got to wait for the product to get in our hands, but that doesn't mean that we can't go now and start talking to people about new products coming. So if you know people that love protein, that's somebody that I would be like writing down on your list of who I'm going to be talking to. I love the name of the Skinny Hydrate. I think anything that we can add to our products are going to be that much better. Mm-hmm. You know, anything with stress relief, I'm for. I don't know. I don't know all of them that are coming, like dropping. I can't remember all of the things, but I just know you need to make sure that you're ready to go after that. So making sure that you've got your follow-ups, you're putting yourself out there right now, that you're hyped about the new product dropped, and you can't wait for that. So anything else that you wanted to share on that?
No, guys, just be ready. Talk about it now. And here's the thing is, you want to talk about it for the business, saying you want to get in now, mm-hmm. so that you're ahead of the wave that's going to happen because of this.
Yeah, that's what I'm always excited about, that, because the systems that they put into place, you guys, kind of the vision, the things that we see that are coming, and we don't even see everything yet, of the future. They're starting to lay that all out more than they ever have. before. And that's what I'm excited about, is just keeping it so simple and duplicatable that we're just like, we just wake up and they're just coming in like left and right. So anyway, I wanted to make sure you guys knew some exciting things. It's mid-month. Make sure that you go into your eSuite. Do you know that what your goal is? Is it the 4-in-1? Is it, maybe hitting some rank ups to go to diamonds and getting that $10,000 bonus? So make sure that you know where you're going, put it in your calendar, what you want to do. And then we're going to see you again next week, Monday at 8 p.m. with another super, I feel like they're like power players coming on Monday nights and just sharing all the things. So Jessica, I appreciate you. I appreciate your excitement that you bring, the passion that you have, the youngness that you have, because you guys, there's constantly new people coming up in this world that turn 18 every day that have the ability to join this business and go out and crush that. And hopefully that's in your business. So I appreciate you guys so very much. I love you. Have an amazing week, and we'll see you guys next Monday. Bye, guys.
See you guys.